Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Alex here. Today, I actually want to talk to you guys about the filmmaking gear I have acquired over the years as a wedding filmmaker and commercial filmmaker as well. And I actually don't want to talk to you guys about the good stuff. I want to talk to you about things that I learned along the way of purchasing or investing into this gear, and some of the things that I learned and some of the things where I got suckered into. Yeah, you heard that right. Before I get into any of this equipment, I just want to let you know I am not sponsored by anybody. So this is my honest and true opinion about all the equipment I'm going to be talking to you about. And this way, hopefully you don't get suckered like I did. Now, let me backtrack on that. A lot of this equipment is good. It's got its cons, just like anybody, and it's just like anything else. The first thing that I want to talk to you guys about is the DJI wireless mic here. And I have the version 1, so I'm only going to speak to the version 1. I don't know if this goes on for the other one, but let's get into this one, all right? Okay, to start off this segment, this is what we're gonna do. I have one wireless mic right here and I have the other one in the box. So I'm gonna get it real quick. All right. And here's the other one right here, okay? I'm gonna turn this bad boy on. Over here, sorry. And I'm not gonna press anything on it just yet. I love everything that there is about the DJI wireless mics 1, because for one, is that it's very portable and it's easy to hook up. It's just plug and play, you're done. I mean, you gotta modify your frequency levels, your audio levels, I mean, but that's about it. You know, depending on how some people talk, because some of us talk lower or louder, some of us talk lower. But here we are. I scoured the internet for reviews on this bad boy before I even bought it. And it cost me like, I think it was $300 at the time of purchasing it. So I was like, cool, good investment. Audio's, you know, it's got 32-bit float on it. And you by now know all the other specs about it. So I'm not gonna get into that piece of it. But here is my thing. When I watched all the YouTube videos on this product, everybody was raving about it and nobody had nothing bad to say. Little did I know, there's 2 ways of recording here. You can plug in the receiver to the audio jack on the camera, and it's just wireless transmission. It's just like that. Obviously, don't go too far, or else it won't capture. Now, the other way is to do internal recording. Okay, and this is my gripe. The wireless one, so the transmitter works just fine. However, when you do internal recording, no. I'm gonna give you an example as I'm going along. Here, I'm gonna press record for internal recording. You're gonna see the red light turn on right here, okay? Now, I'm just gonna start talking to this one as I talk with this one. Now, I don't wanna hold this like everybody and their moms is doing on the internet, so I'm just gonna clip this guy right over here, and we're still in internal recording, okay? Fix it. There we go, we're still in internal recording right there. And this is my thing. With internal recording, I thought it was fine, but then I started noticing some things. When I would go back through the audio would somehow, in the clips, they would kind of they'd be right here like they're supposed to, and then somehow, this is the audio, this would move to the right in the timeline, and I was like, what's going on there? Why did the audio just suddenly just move? Why isn't it flowing with the scratch audio, right? Well, after seeing a bunch of forums, I came to a realization. I didn't know what this term was called, but I had a feeling something was going on. But the term is called audio drift. Audio drift is when your audio just suddenly moves over and is not in sync with the other timelines. And yes, you can argue, well, that's easy, that's a simple fix, and you can just move it over and line it up with and you can just line it up with the other audio. Well, that's not the thing. Apart from the audio drift, when that audio drift happens, there's a skip in your audio. So it's like, so that audio right there is not even recoverable anymore. So when you are filming speeches during a wedding or any talking headshot, if you do internal recording to this bad boy rather than the receiver, you are gonna set yourself up for failure. So my best piece of advice here is to go ahead and just plug in the receiver and fix your audio levels and go off of the receiver, because if you do the internal one, yeah, it's not gonna be pretty, and you're gonna have to do some explaining to your client about what happened. Now, I don't know if the second gen of DJI wireless mics has this problem. I haven't seen any forums on it, but in case you get the first one, or you know, you're trying to save a little bit of money buying the first one, just keep in mind of that little thing about the audio drift. Okay, you can seriously find it in any forum out there, and I don't know if DJI has a fix for this or not. DJI, I'm talking to you, but maybe we can fix this in a firmware upgrade. I don't know. So, but all I know is that the audio is not savable because of that little glitch that happens when you're talking into it. So I'm gonna put this one away. I'm sure that it happened already, but we'll give you an example. Okay, my next piece of gear that I bought back then was the Ulanzi quick release plates. Now, the ones that I got, I don't know if maybe I just did a bad purchase or I just bought it too quick. I really don't know what happened here because it happened a while back. Listen, they are good for what they are. Let me get one out for you. These are the ones that I got. The Ulanzi quick release plates. It's a little square, little two buttons right here. You just press and hold. This bad boy comes out, and then you screw this to the bottom of your camera or whatever device you're trying to get to, right? And it's pretty self-explanatory. And you can go from tripod to tripod depending on how many you have, right? So you can just click, take it out, you're moving. Let me get a camera real quick for you. I'm gonna put this down, 1/4 inch, screw that bad boy on there. Say it's sitting on a tripod, you pinch, you're off. But here's my thing with these guys. I like them for what they are, but when your camera setup is on the heavy side, that's when we run into problems. In reality, I don't know if this was a rookie move or not, but I'm here exposing my flaws so that way you have an idea as what to expect when you're starting to buy your gear. So this is what this is for today. In the beginning phases of me filming wedding videos, I used to put this bad boy on the gimbal so that way I can go from like gimbal to tripod. And I thought that was really convenient for me. But I hated one thing about this. Let me get my gimbal real quick. All right, DJI 3 Mini. Put this down real quick. This is the base. There we go. Now, mind you, I already have the quick release plate set up on the other one, right? There we go. Slap this bad boy right on there. Cool. No lens, so, you know, giving it a little bit of benefit of the doubt here. So here we go, pinch off, we're good. However, sometimes it gets heavy. You're not gonna be like this all day, right? Sometimes it gets heavy, and so you wanna put it down. When you put it down and you have a lens on this bad boy, this is my gripe. It starts to do that. It's not doing that right now because I don't have a lens on it, but that's what it starts happening. So then I would have to try and like tighten it, putting it back, or having to do this, tighten the damn screw. Actually, there it is right there. It happened. Do that, put it back on, and go on and move on with the rest of my day. And yeah, I did not like that. Obviously, DJI's gimbals have gotten innovative over the years, and I'm here for it because me not having to put something on there and then as it starts wiggling around and having to take this out, screwing it back on tight, you know, that's something I just was not vibing with me. So Ulanzi quick release clamps, they're good for what they are if you have a light setup for like content creation and stuff, but for heavy stuff like this, it's not gonna work out for you. Trust me. All right, with that one out the way, here's the next thing. I just wanna get something out of the way, okay? The gear that I'm pulling out today and showing you in this video, it's not meant for me to like flex on you guys. That's not the thing. It's just like, again, it's gear that I bought over the years and it has been allowing me to level up my game. So with the quick release clamps, I kind of want to add on to it. And this is, again, I don't know if this is a rookie move or something, but I don't recall anywhere on a website, DJI website, them showing this piece. And it's really frustrating because I did this mistake for wedding season in 2023 and I didn't even realize it. And today it just makes my blood boil even more knowing that I could have done something about this a long time ago and I could have just made my life a lot easier. Really. Yes, we still are on the topic of quick release plates because, hey, DJI makes them like that now when it comes to gimbal and a lot of their devices. And, you know, we also have the same plate for like tripod heads, etc. So that's another thing. But again, here's my flaw, okay? I'm gonna whip up my other gimbal that I have. Again, don't judge. So here is the DJI RS3 Pro. And it's got a quick release plate right up here. Pop it off, right? Same Arca Swiss plate that every other device has, like your tripods, etc. Just like I mentioned earlier. I'm gonna move this aside, or I'm gonna leave this right here for right now, actually. So the concept is here, you know, you put on your camera on this little 1/4 inch thread and you move on with your day, right? Well, now I'm gonna take this out. And I can only speak for Tilta in this one. That's another company that's kind of like Small Rig. They make cages and other accessories for your cameras, and they're really good. And I'm gonna speak for the FX3 as well. I got the Tilta cage for the FX3, the one that comes with like all like different modifications for it, and it's really awesome. It works really well with my FX3 setup. However, I did not realize one thing when it came to that cage. Okay, and again, I'm only talking towards, I can only talk for Tilta at this point right now, but just follow me. Okay, so I put the DJI gimbal behind me, and here's the quick release plate right here. Let's see if I can get it to focus. There we go. Right? And here is my Tilta cage for the FX3. And I'm gonna put this a little closer for you guys to see. Okay, and I'm not gonna get too much into this cage because I don't wanna make this video about this cage. I can do a separate video if you guys would like. Just leave some comments down below and let me know if that's something you'd like to know about. Anywho, these Allen screws right here, they can take them out, and then this screw right over here. I'm gonna do that real quick. All right. I'm getting to the ending of this, okay? Or taking this off. Ta-da, comes off. So yeah, so as you saw now, I don't have that handle with the grip, you know, supporting my wrist anymore. And all we have left is this. Okay, but I want you to look specifically right here, okay? Like, again, I don't know what happened here. Maybe I just, I don't know. Let me just show you this clip of when I realized this in the summer of last year. I think probably like in August it happened. Let's get into it. With the DJI RS3, right? You need this bad boy, and you obviously put it on your camera, right? This guy. And then it just goes right in there, right? Like so. And then hold your camera, you balance it, bullshit, whatever, right? Well, I had my FX3 yesterday, and like I had it like this, and I was just like about to do this because I was having balancing problems already. Like I put it on here and the camera just swung to the left, and I was like, what the fuck, whatever. So I took it down, I was gonna rebalance it, and I was like, literally, that was my reaction. This is my Tilta cage. I've had this shit all fucking season, and I just figured it out. Yeah, I know. And if, you know, some of you seasoned veterans are watching this, you're probably laughing at me right now. Maybe some of you didn't even know this too, but I'm just gonna go with that one because I don't want to talk bad about myself here. As for you rookies, yeah, don't make that mistake. Okay, I'm seriously here trying to help you out. I'm throwing you a bone. Okay, so yeah, I took off my handle, and one day I was like, wow, that's weird. They have like almost the exact same width, right? Like it's off by just like maybe a couple millimeters. And so I was like, that's odd. Okay. Yeah, that's how it went down. That's what I figured out, and that's how I figured that out. And to this day, I'm still just kind of like baffled about that, but you live and you learn, right? Now you know. Again, for that one, I'm only speaking for the tilt cage. I tried it with my small rig cage that fits my A7 IV and my A7S3, and it doesn't work. I feel like this cage is a little bit wider at the base because it does have an Arca Swiss plate on at the bottom, which you can put on for different tripods, etc. Just move from one to another and just tighten the little knob. But that one does not work. At least the model that I got. I don't know if they improved it in the years that it's been released, but just giving you guys a heads up on that one. Needless to say, that was the biggest shock of my life as a wedding filmmaker, or a filmmaker in general. Let's not talk bad about myself or yourself, right? We all make mistakes. We learn from them. That's it. Let's move on. This next thing that I found out as I was buying gear is another thing that maybe me as a rookie again didn't know. And to kind of give myself some saving grace, when you order small rig parts, yes, it is a small rig part that I'm going to talk to you about. Their instructions don't really have instructions. I mean, you guys probably know this if you ever bought anything from small rig. I mean, IKEA at least does something. They give you that little figure, and then they're like, this part goes here. Later on in the pages, you realize this step should have gone earlier, right? Well, that's my experience, but you saw what happened with my experience earlier. Anyway, I'm done rambling there. Yeah, so sticking with my FX3 here, I'm gonna give my small rig handle as well, and they're compatible because they have the exact same NATO rails. So just want to let you know before I get that right out. Here's the small rig handle right here. It's not the recording one, and this bad boy can easily go right over here on this side, right? Or you can even go up on top for vertical shoots, just like that. Okay, but here is my thing. This little knob that you see right here, when you go to put this in to your FX3, you have the little doors on the right hand side right here, right? Right in there. So you open them, to access your ports. And this little knob right here, it always hits when you're trying to tighten it. Let me get a little closer for you guys. It's gonna hit. There it is right there. It hits. There it is right there. It hits the door right here. Right there. And the instructions when I got this did not tell me this. And it really grinds my gears that I had to figure this stuff out on my own, when you should kind of just tell me this in the instructions, please. Small rig, just little tips in those instructions, please. Okay? Anywho, I'm gonna close the doors, as you can see. All right. So there, it hits again. My door's not even open that time. See that right there, okay? Did you know that I'm gonna pull this back, and did you know that you can pull this guy out and go down And that way, before it even hits that freaking door, you pull right back out again and you move it over. Look where the knob is. It's facing up in this scenario. Yeah. That's what I figured out. So now my doors are not a problem anymore. See? You live and you learn, right? Small rig, if you're watching this, I'm telling you, just a couple of instructions will really help everybody out here, okay? IKEA does a little bit better than that. Well, moving on from these kind of accessories, okay? So now that we moved on from that, another piece of advice or accessory that I really wish I've gotten it sooner and I did not put it off. I had seen many reviews on this stuff and multiple reels, whatnot, but I just never thought it was a necessity for me, and I shouldn't have done that. Get yourselves some step-up rings, okay? Step-up rings. I mean, this is gonna help you out with so many ways. Well, when it comes to adding filters, I have a Peter McKinnon V&D filter, which is I got it as a 82 millimeter thread because I use that one on my 2040-70. Chill out, I don't leave the hood on, okay? It's just there for right now. I don't use it on the field. But anywho, like I was saying, I use this bad boy or the filter on this lens here all the time because this is my run and gun situation here. However, when you use this one, the step-up filters, you can actually go from 67 millimeter thread up to an 82, or you can go down, okay? And I wish I gotten this sooner, honestly, I did. I wish I had, because applying this to the 24 millimeter GM here, the 1.4, it's got a 67 millimeter thread on it. And if I was to apply it, turn. Hopefully you didn't get dizzy. And now I'm not gonna use the V&D filter in here because it's too dark. Well, actually, let's just use it. I already talked about it. No, this is gonna take forever. So I'll do a different one. I'll apply a mist filter instead. And this is a mist filter, an 82 millimeter mist filter by Short Stash. Honestly, I love this thing. This thing is awesome. Now check what happens with the highlights, okay? I'm gonna apply this on here now on top of my step-up ring. And one thing that I realized about these things here is that you don't want to give it a tight squeeze, like just enough where it touches. And yeah, that's what happens here. And now I say to myself, I forgot how much it cost. Let me fix up my exposure here. Apologies. There, that looks better. Yeah, it kind of blows it up a lot. I know. Let me turn that down real quick. If you're wondering, it's an Amaran tube light back there. I'll turn down the brightness. It's at 75. Okay, that works a little better. Anywho, with the step-up ring that I have, it goes from 67 millimeters to up to 82, and then I just screw it on. And again, you don't want to over tighten it because then it's gonna be a pain in the rear to take it off. It's gonna be a pain in the rear to take it off, and that's not something you want to deal with. So I wish I've gotten this sooner because it would have helped me apply filters that I needed in those situations to my other lens. So, and I have quite a few, and they all have different threads on them. When you start accumulating your lens options, know that those step-up rings are going to come in clutch. My one recommendation when it comes to buying step-up rings is buy the biggest filter first, not the step-up ring. Buy the biggest filter for the biggest lens that you have for the widest millimeter thread on there. In my case, 82. And then buy your step-up ring that goes from like 67 to 82, or like 57 to 67, if that's a thing. I don't have a lot of the slip rings. I just have a 67 to 82 because that's the most common thread that I use. So I just wanted to give you guys that little piece of advice there. Okay. And again, don't tighten it because it's going to be a pain in the butt to take it off. See, easier. Let me adjust my brightness here. So guys, I really hope that today you learned from my mistakes. And you know what? I think I will be making a separate video on the tilted cage because it's been really handy for me, and I love all the options that I can have with just purchasing one thing. You know, that's what it's about, buying the one thing that's really the most convenient and gives you a lot more options to explore as you're doing new setups for different occasions, right? I hope that you guys learn from my mistakes, and I don't want to call it mistakes. I just want to say I hope you guys learn from my moves, because I'm just here trying to help you guys out and, you know, shorten the learning curve a little bit for you, you know, because I didn't really have that person for myself. So I literally bought things and learned them along the way. Yes, I saw a couple of YouTube videos, but those YouTube videos, we know how they are at some point. I'm not going to say that, you know, they're a bunch of solids, because that's not the case. They're just trying to make their money like anybody else's. But we learn, and you learn along the way. Hey, and if you buy something, just keep in mind that you have those return policies. I'm not saying abuse them, but test them out in every single way possible and fast as possible. So that way, if it's something that it's for you, if it's something that, or if it's not for you, you know, you have that little window there. And guys, if you have any questions about any other products that you saw me use or anything else that you've seen in my other videos, please let me know. I'm happy to help you guys out here. I'm just trying to help you again, shorten the learning curve. If any of you veterans are out there and laughed and had a good laugh about what you saw today, yeah, just leave the comments, and you know, I'd like to know what your mistakes were or what you came across in your journey in filmmaking. But anywho, I'll see you guys in the next one.